On Thursday night, Israel carried out airstrikes on the Lebanese capital Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting drone production of the Lebanese group Hezbollah. The strikes, which hit 8 buildings at 4 locations, marked the first time in more than a month that Israel had struck on the outskirts of Beirut, and the 4th time since a US brokered ceasefire agreement ended the latest war between Israel and Hezbollah in November. In a wave of intense bombing, at least 10 Israeli airstrikes ravaged the southern suburb of Dayeh, a traditional stronghold of Hezbollah, and several areas in South Lebanon. Other areas included Haret Rik and Burj El Barajneh. In fact, most significantly, the attack comes on the eve of Eid Al-Adha, one of the most important occasions, celebrations in Islam, and a religious holiday for the Muslims. In a statement, the Lebanese president strongly condemned the strikes and called them a flagrant violation of an international accord, thus referring to the ceasefire that took place in November last year. In fact, earlier evacuation warnings for several buildings in the Beirut neighborhoods were issued. Loud explosions were heard in different parts, and the strike sent thousands fleeing. However, no injuries were reported so far.
We were at home when they sent the warning. We had our children with us. We carried them and went down. What you see here, it looks like just a residential building. This is the Israeli occupation. What did the ceasefire committee do for us? What did the American ceasefire guarantees do for us?
Since at the location, there was an evacuation warning and there was no surprise. Actually, we got used to this. Each time there is a strike, and we lived the war for a year and a half, and sacrifices will continue to be offered. We would all sacrifice ourselves for this resistance.
As per the IDF, the strikes targeted a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground, funded and directed. In fact, they were also intended to prevent Hezbollah from regrouping after a war that took out much of its senior leadership and arsenal. The strikes also came in the wake of the Israeli Prime Minister confirming that Israel is arming clans in Gaza that he says are opposed to Hamas. The conflict between Israel and Lebanon is long-standing, one that reportedly killed over 4,000 people in Lebanon, including hundreds of civilians. And back in April, the Lebanese government said that Israeli strikes had killed another 190 people and wounded 485 since the ceasefire took effect. And the tensions between the two sides are only simmering. Meanwhile, Israel continues to attack Gaza. In the last 24 hours, over 30 people were killed in several parts. An entire family was wiped out, among other tragic stories coming in. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.